It's a bottomless party. Did we podcast with no pants on? I guess you'll never know. This week we watched Harold and Kumar escape from Guantanamo Bay for this week's episode of...
Well, we'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
You doing all right there, buddy?
I'm fine.
You're a real man, huh?
Fuck off, I'm fine.
So Sam just tricked Andy into eating one of those hot corn chips.
I'm
we've done on
easily
the pod in the
fooled.
past.
Yeah, it turns out you are very easily fooled. All she needed to do was not look you in the eye. And you bought it, and now you...
I let my love of corn chips...
Well, I'm glad. There was a really somber mood in the room when you guys walked in for whatever reason.
Was there? We were just saying that it's exhausting walking up the 3 flights of stairs.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know. You're usually panting when you get up here.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for a long, long time, so...
Yeah, your condition.
I am.
I got a story.
I've actually got a weird base of fitness you wouldn't believe that I have.
got explosive
man.
legs.
I do. I've got dynamite calf muscles.
Oh, man, it's really evident how much I carry this podcast, isn't it?
No.
No, not at all. You've got a story.
It's just, yeah, my friend, one of my friends went up to far north Queensland to witness a wedding. And he was telling me, he was like, oh, mate.
To witness a wedding?
Yeah. Well, he was part of the family. And, like, his family is full of idiots. But the bride's family, apparently, they're just, like, pure, loose, North Queensland, different breed animals. Like, the dad got ejected from the reception early because he leapt over the bar and tried to fight a bartender because he got cut off for being too drunk.
Man, that's sick.
That's cool. But then,
Andy is struggling so much.
Man, I think this,
I'm honestly fine. I just can't talk.
this might be the first time you actually finish a whole bottle of beer.
Yeah.
Like, you might get it all the way empty. Oh my god, he's really sculling it.
Is that the, like, one of the items on the "We'll Just Tell Your Mother We Ate It All" drinking game?
What?
Is like, finish your beer every time Andy gets chastised for not finishing a beer?
Yeah, and if Andy finishes a beer, you have to drink an entire bottle of Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I need a chalky milk.
All right, stop infringing.
Apparently
pie.
beer is better for it than milk.
Yeah, beer's apparently amazing for that stuff, man.
It's pretty good.
So yeah, but
Oh my God.
even better than the dad, right? So the sister of the bride, real loose unit, obviously was kind of upset at her sister for whatever reason, and so like ripped her dress while she was like on the dance floor, like ripped off a large chunk of it, and then as they were kicking
Like
her,
on purpose or just from dancing too hard?
no, like on purpose. And then as they were kicking her out, she managed to steal the entire wishing well and the bride and groom's passports, so they couldn't go on their honeymoon the next day.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and that's
What-
a wedding,
what's-
far north Queensland style.
What's the fallout from that? Like, was she detained?
I mean, I don't know yet. Like, I assume that there could be, like, if you were petty, I guess you could file criminal charges against your own sister for doing that.
Is that petty?
Well, I guess.
Or is
but
that
by-
completely justified?
By detained, I more meant did, like, you know, people grab her? And
No, she got out of the venue. With
Oh,
the
Jesus.
stuff. So, like, they couldn't go anywhere. So the bride obviously is in tears. The mom is kind of just stuck in the middle. I don't know what her deal was. The dad's already, like, in police. Because the police came for the dad.
Yes.
And while that was happening, under the police's noses, the sister managed to steal everything. It's pretty cool.
Man, that's crazy.
And I was like, I thought Hastings' wedding was going to be the most...
No, my
eventful.
wedding will be chill. My wedding's going to... Oh, fuck, this hurts. My wedding's going to be great.
Nah,
It won't be chill, though.
Although I
It
do
won't-
need to get a new passport. I lost mine last year in Melbourne.
Yeah.
You fucking idiot.
It won't be chill. Your wedding won't be chill. Someone's going to cry, I think.
Probably
more
me.
than one person.
Yeah. No, it's not going to be you.
Oh, fuck.
You're going to get too fucked up. That's what's going to happen.
I'm not going to get too fucked up.
You're
I'll
going
have
to be fucking snorting coke before
Yeah.
the fucking
and
ceremony.
the Coke will balance out the beers.
But what will the weed and ketamine do?
Yeah,
balance
yeah.
each other out.
Yeah, who do you think
That'll be the day that Andy decides to try heroin.
Yeah, who do you think will get the most fucked up at your wedding?
Oh, man, probably Yvette, if I'm being
Yeah.
honest about it. She's, what?
I mean, that's what we call a leading question because I didn't want to say it out loud.
just
But I
wanted
wanted
you
someone
to
else
say
to
it.
say the answer that I expected.
She's what we like to call in the game a messy bitch, and I mean that in a very affectionate, loving way. But
Yeah.
yeah, she's a total
So
disaster.
she could be like... I don't know, like 20 West Coast coolers deep before the wedding's even started, and like
Maybe.
doing the vows. It's just like, no.
She could easily be like, I don't care that we're married. I just want to know why name redacted won't fuck me anymore.
Yeah.
Which name? Who knows?
Do you reckon?
What a magical day.
Do you reckon you guys will go home with each other at the end of the night?
Yes, we're getting a nice hotel.
Yeah, but you get nice hotels with a lot of women to do a lot.
But
of
do
things,
you reckon,
Not a lot.
to have your leaving Las Vegas moment?
despite going
Oh,
home
man.
together, do you think that you will be the only people that each
Yeah,
other
yeah.
fucks that day?
Yeah.
That day, we've made a rule that no one else on the day.
Will you go home together and then sleep in the same bed?
You know, rules are made to be broken.
Probably.
You know that scene in The Wire?
We're getting a
where she's
honeymoon
like,
suite at the Star.
Are you actually?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Has
See, I
it
mean-
already been bought?
No, Yvette's mum's getting it like this week.
How? So?
That,
Okay.
I reckon explicitly making the rule instead of just like doing it is bad. It's like that scene in The Wire where she's like, as soon as you make this list of things you won't do, that is like making a list of all the things that you will do.
Is this
So,
like the John Howard Australian un-Australian thing? When
What?
John Howard started accusing, when John Howard put a real emphasis on like Australian values, but in a way that sort of defined what we now consider to be un-Australian, that was quite exclusionary to immigrants and
Yeah.
refugees,
Oh,
especially.
okay.
Yeah. So the idea, but by creating something, you inherently create the opposite.
Yeah, I guess that's what
Yeah.
you're doing. Yeah. If I was
Yeah.
your therapist,
We're acknowledging the possibility.
If I was your therapist, I would tell you almost exactly
Yeah.
that's what.
By
you're
creating
doing.
a rule saying
Yeah.
we're not going to fuck other people at our wedding day, we're acknowledging that there was a possibility that someone would or might. Yeah.
So you've got this cool suite, right?
Yeah,
This
dude.
is a question for Rose.
Yeah.
And then a question for you.
Yeah.
Rose,
Right. Yes.
how soon into the wedding do you think Hastings will pitch the idea that, like, you know, a few people come back to the honeymoon suite
Man,
and just,
it's-
like, hang out? I wasn't asking you yet. I was asking Rose.
like standing across from her at the altar?
Yeah, just being like Charlie
Or
wants
do you
to come
reckon-
by later with
Like,
some weed.
maybe it'd be chill if he smoked some weed.
The second cocaine touches my nose, I'm like, we got to get a hang going at the hotel room.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about. I reckon that you will want the hang over the just
The nice night with your now wife.
yeah.
Yeah. I'd be like, man, yeah, but we got this cocaine.
Like,
Yeah.
especially if, like, say someone on best man duty was to visit the hotel room before, get a laptop with a YouTube playlist of all your favorite things, and just be like,
man.
"This is my wedding gift to you," and it's just a camera set up there so you can see what's going on. And I put like, I don't know, $100 worth of weed in there.
Yeah. That'd be incredible.
That'd be a gift.
That'd be a gift to the big dog.
Yeah, but Yvette would not like that, probably, right?
No, probably not. Speaking of leaving Las Vegas, I had a great weekend last weekend. I
Yeah.
can tell you a bit about that.
Okay.
I bought Coke for the first time in a while. I don't do that much Coke. Like Coke's not something I would regularly do. But I got a new Coke guy to buy Coke for the first time in a while, and he was the most cliched like Coke. Like I have him on Snapchat. Like that's the platform I've communicate with him in. I reckon every 2 days now he just Snapchats me videos of cocaine. Like of him just holding cocaine and showing me like cool rocks of cocaine.
So he's like Salt Bay for cocaine.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's real like check out this
That's
shit,
like
bro.
that. Tom Walker talked about that on an episode of like when people on the Reddit thread will go on and just like post pictures of lines.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
he's one of them.
Yeah. He shows off. Yeah, but I bought this Coke off him. I met him outside my office on my lunch break on a Friday last Friday afternoon.
I love that a few episodes ago you'd be like, oh, don't tell anyone I smoke weed. And you're like, oh, I bought this cocaine.
Yeah, I'm a puzzle.
Are you puzzled? Is that what?
I just sculled a beer, dude. Like I don't
Yeah.
know.
You're quite a simple man.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so this guy picks me up at the front of my office. He's in this like really nice brand new Audi. It's like this really, really nice car. I get in the car and it's like this fat, sweaty dude, like this real sweaty man in a suit at like midday in the CBD. I get in his car. I'm in this like laneway in the city. I like work right in the city. He just starts speeding through the. You know that thing that like car guys do where they start like accelerate.
Was
as
he
hard
going
as
like?
Yeah, like he was doing that through like a shitty like.
So he was making the sounds with his mouth while doing it.
No, he was getting his sweet brand new Audi to make those sounds. And then I got the Coke off in a suite, and since then he's just been Snapchatting me. And I was like, that's the most cliche drug dealer experience
Yeah.
I've had in my life. That night I go stay in this hotel, and it's this hotel in Glebe, and it's like for Like, I don't know. Do you want to explain what I do?
Yeah, you
You take drugs and then have sex.
yeah.
In hotels.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
you contend is like
It's like a vacation.
yeah, right. Okay.
It's like a little
But
holiday.
It's like only,
Every couple of weeks I'll do that.
but like
yeah.
only lunatics do that.
Yes.
I don't think that's true.
Yes, it is.
It's
You-
it's so much
yeah,
fun.
but you've become so desensitized to Andrew Hastings' lifestyle.
Lunatics
well,
and
it's 24
adulterers.
hours I'm doing
Yeah.
the Andrew Hastings lifestyle.
Yeah, you're 24/7 Andrew Hastings. So like, you can't fathom a situation where people would be like, "That's not normal."
So anyway, I go from work.
He still didn't finish the beer that he
No,
like
it's
chugged.
pathetic. And he's putting
No,
it out.
don't put it away.
Just finish it.
It's the dregs.
It's not finished, dude.
You drank it in like 5 seconds.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
wasn't
it's
even
finished.
like qualifying for the reason you normally
Did
don't
you
like to finish it.
purposely spill like the last couple of drops on your pants? So you
I
didn't
can't
to
have it
drink
all. All right.
And
so,
yet you try.
so it's after work, and I'm going to meet this girl in the hotel. She's like a regular sex friend of mine.
Yes.
I'm going to meet this girl in the hotel. And I go to Aldi to pick up the drinks, and I get this big shopping trolley full of like drinks and mixes, and I get alcohol.
You
for
got to go
breakfast.
down to the cheap
I-
Aldi alcohol after you've fucking shifted $300 for a bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a factor.
And the
but also,
hotel.
just Aldi's like cheap, and it was nearby. It was near Broadway.
Yeah.
So
Is this hotel known as an adulterer's den?
it's the Viru in Glebe.
So-
It's technically Ultimo, but it's like close to.
We had
Broadway.
one in the town I grew up in Engadine, which was colloquially known as the Wooden Shoe. And like whoever was, they did like rooms by the hour.
Yeah.
So-
Man, I'm so mad we didn't have that on the beaches.
Yeah. But you can do it now.
But they had all the goss.
Can you?
Who in the town was?
What
having
hotels do
affairs.
hotels by the hour?
There's one right next door to my work in World Square.
Damn, that's actually pretty.
It's a hotel
Yeah.
by the hour and it has like themed rooms and stuff.
Yeah, one of the times my card got stolen, somebody went
much
to
is
World
it?
Square, got $250 out on an ATM, and then rented a room there.
Ah, sick.
What like how much money are we talking?
It's like they're cheap because they're designed.
It would have to be cheap.
I remember it being like $80 maybe.
Man, you can get a hotel for $100. 110. You can get
yeah,
a
but
hotel
it's about
easily.
like you're living like a tawdry lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right.
So like I think it's like embracing that and being like it's a hotel by the hour. I think it's also for people who like legitimately cheat. So they're like,
Yeah.
I could do this for a couple of hours and then
Well,
go
people
home.
who are like discreetly getting sex workers.
Yeah.
This corn chip has made me quite dizzy.
It's like doing a drug.
It's man, I'm rocked. Like I felt like the heat's died down, but I'm like, oh fuck, like
It'll go away.
yeah. Anyway,
Wait till you take a shit though.
so I get all this. Oh,
Yeah.
come on, dude.
Yeah, it's not pleasant.
So I
Rinsing.
didn't even swallow any corn chip. I just put it in my mouth for a minute and took it out.
Yeah,
It'll still
you're still
do
swallowing like some of the heat residue. That's
Yeah.
gonna come out in the old dump.
Oh, come on, dude. Oh, I'm made of strong stuff. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we get to the hotel. I have all these drinks. I have this like backpack full of drinks and all this sort of shit, right? I also have Coke. I got a bunch of nangs on the way. We got weed. It's like a big night. Like we're planning like this big night. I get there, I get to the hotel, and it's this like super nice hotel, like concrete floor, like huge room, like it's like a bedroom and a lounge room and like a little bathroom. It's like really, really nice. This big shower, really fucking cool. And I'm like, man, this is so nice. This is so cool. We're like setting up, like I'm just taking stuff out of the bag, and the first thing we do is like we get out all the drugs to be like, all right, let's see what we got, and like let's sort of plan out the night sort
God,
of thing.
that's lame.
So there's like, it's like you kind of want them like out of the way as well. Like you don't want them to get mixed up and everything else. Like there is a practical component to it. But you get all the drugs out and you put it like in a spot so it doesn't get like lost in a packet of Doritos or whatever that I bought. I've got all that there. As soon as that's done, next thing I do is I start unpacking. I've got a few beers. I got like some cruisers that I bought. And I got like a bottle of vodka and a bottle of gin.
People still buy vodka cruises.
Dude, it's so much fun. Lately, I've been buying just like a little 4-pack of L. Like, it's $10 to get a 4-pack of like their cruiser brand thing.
Jesus.
I just drink like 2 of them. It's so much fun. They're so
They
fun.
just go down really
They
smooth.
go down real smooth. But anyway, so I'm like starting to unpack all the gin and the vodka, and there's all this alcohol and all this stuff. And it's like, it was kind of like a big shop I did. There's all these drugs there. First thing I do is I pick up this bottle of gin, and it was supposed to be mine. I got a bottle of vodka for her and a bottle of gin for me. Immediately, it's this like concrete floor. I smash this glass bottle, shatters all over the floor. First thing I do, we've been in the hotel 2 minutes, full bottle of gin just fucking smashed on the ground. And like it's on concrete, like we can't like avoid it. It's huge. It's a full bottle of gin. So we have to call up housekeeping and be like, hey, can you come up to the room and come clean up like this glass and gin that's on the floor?
Surely there would have been like a little broom or something.
No, it was like a full bottle of gin on the ground as well. It's 700 mils of liquid on the ground as well. Like we need someone to come mop. Like the room stunk of gin. It's like shitty Aldi $30 gin as well.
It was about to smell a lot worse.
Yeah.
That is
I'm surprised
true.
they didn't kick you out at that moment.
Man.
Hey, don't mind the Coke table there.
Well, that's what we had to do. So we had to like put away all the drugs quickly, come up, this woman came up, and we had this like very staged conversation where we were like, have you seen The Matrix? Like while this woman's signing up, we're both there just waiting to like fucking do coke essentially. She eventually leaves. The rest of the night I'm just picking glass out of the floor. Later on in the night, like we end up doing a bunch of nags and all this coke and weed and there's all this stuff. So the room's like trash. There's empty beer bottles and cruiser bottles and chip packets and shit everywhere. Later on in the night, she's sitting on this chair in the lounge room and I'm like on the floor eating her pussy. And I look down and I realize that I have like a piece of glass embedded into my knee. So I'm just bleeding freely all over this hotel room.
My Lord.
And there's like still glass. I've been picking glass out of the carpet all night. There's blood everywhere. I'm like, I got to clean that. I had to clean it for like a minute. And I'm like, all right, more coke and blowjobs. Let's get back to it. End of the night, like, there's like it's all whatever. We end up fasting out 5 a.m. sort of thing. We wake up the next day at about midday and we walk out of this bedroom and we'd been in the lounge room like pretty much the whole night. I walk out into the lounge room. There's like porn still on the laptop. There's Trivial Pursuit still on the Nintendo Switch from when we got
That's
too
an
into
odd
the
detail.
cocaine.
And how long did you play Nintendo Switch for?
Man, like an hour and a half, we were doing trivia because we were on a fair bit of coke, just being like, the Falklands, like it was so sick. And then just like glass.
I don't think you can use the term "so sick" to describe any of this.
But
stuff.
Yeah. Like
I
I will admit, I had a reasonably large night on the sherbets.
Yeah.
A couple of nights ago, but something about when you do it is just fucking gross.
I think I like it to be gross. I like it gross. But yeah, it was the point of the story is
I think even the biggest coke guy in the world, like the guy who dealt you,
I
essentially.
don't do much coke. I rarely do coke.
Yeah,
Like,
that's not my point. I was like, even like cocaine's staunchest defender, who was like got flop sweat, being like, no, it's actually fucking cool. I swear. Like if you said, oh, but is it cool to just like do
Just
it in a
never
hotel room
isn't going-
with one person and not do anything? They'd be like, oh no.
I reckon they'd be like, that's fucking
No,
sick.
they'd be like, you want to do it with friends. Like the only
There are
person
people who, like-
that would agree with you is Tony Montana, who's just like got his face in it and who's about to be
Dude,
killed.
Not at all. There are people
I can
who
totally
like, do
picture him doing that as well. Like,
Absolutely.
snorting a big line of coke and then like taking his pants off and being like, "Say hello to my little friend."
I can imagine you.
And it
like,
is little.
I can also just imagine you doing coke and be like, we gotta watch Scarface.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude! Before the night started, before we started doing coke, she made a point to be like, "You've got to promise me you're not going to try and make me watch Fight Club. Like, you got to promise." But yeah, anyway, the point of the story is we woke up like midday the next day, and I've never seen a hotel like just blood and glass and gin and nangs and like empty coke.
And
shit.
blood hadn't seeped into the carpet.
No, it was mostly on the concrete. Luckily, yeah, there was a towel under my knee. It was a whole thing, but yeah, there was blood. The blood was all on the concrete. It was fucking disgusting. I've never felt like such a
Reprobate?
reprobate,
And fair
deviant,
enough.
degenerate, things of that nature.
Fucking loser.
It was,
Yeah.
man, like whatever. As if we all haven't done half a bag of coke and played Trivial Pursuit. What is? Are you no?
No.
No.
Okay.
Also, like, even that, like, half a bag of Coke and Trivial Pursuit, sure, but broken bottle of gin, pussy-eating injury, Doritos, vodka cruisers,
Spent nangs.
weed nangs, probably Viagra as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
quite a bit.
I would love to, like, you know what we should do for the next episode? Because the Zoom's so portable. We should just, like, take you to get an echocardiogram.
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
like,
man.
I was
see
thinking
how
about
good
that. Like, your heart is not long for this world.
At the start of the night, she made a point to be like, "Hey, just because we were doing like Amyl as well, and that's the risky one when you're mixing it with Viagra and other stuff."
Yeah, it's
So
just
don't do
poison.
that.
It feels pretty cool.
No.
And that's actually, do you know what? You'll be proud of me for the moment. Not proud.
I don't think we'll be proud of
But
you ever
at
again.
one point in the night, like
Oh, proud of you.
I don't think anyone is capable of being that.
Oh,
Shit.
this is so hurtful.
Did you pick up the wrong mic then?
No, this is what? We had a conversation. Literally, you missed this because you're in Melbourne, but we had a conversation the other day where we were talking about like respect, and Hastings said something about respect, and I was like, man, Hastings, like, I like you, you're a good friend, like, I actually defend how funny you are to people as well. And
It's not a compliment, Lance.
that is all a compliment.
Why are people attacking me?
It's got nothing to do with me. And so I was like, but I will never, ever respect you. Like, respect's like a different game.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, speaking of which, actually.
Hold on, I didn't tell you what you should be proud of me for.
Okay, yeah, do
Okay,
that.
I've got a.
Well,
good
at
thing
about
after-
2 a.m., I was like, hey, do me a favor, don't offer me any more ammo. I was like, I've probably done too much other stuff.
Oh,
Fuck,
so
wow.
proud of you, son. So proud of you.
Come here.
But
Oh, dear.
I was like, at the start, I actually made a point to be like, hey, just like be careful, like just keep an eye on your heart rate and shit. And like I kept an eye on it, it was fine. Friday night, I got a little concerned at a couple points.
I bet
heart
after
must be
she
ready,
said
so.
that, you went like, "I'll be fine." I'll be
No,
fine.
maybe.
So I've got an Andy
I have perfect
story.
cholesterol because I am a vegetarian. I got my blood tested.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's not what's going to kill you.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a heart attack, right?
Yeah. That's like, you're like, yeah, I have all of my limbs, but it's,
So I got a story. It was I was listening to some friends of ours, Cameron Duggan, Jared McGowan, and Yazzie Boy.
Oh man, did I come up on that pod?
You came up on that pod.
I got to listen to this.
It's in the recent episode with the Shank as the guest, and you featured in a story as an unfavorable person to be with when you run into an ex.
Oh yeah, I was there. I know exactly what the story Yaz is going to tell. Yeah.
So basically, Yaz ran into his ex and was just with this fucking schlub.
I'd had to be like, yeah, I'm with a 30-year-old emo. Sorry. They'd broken up like 2 days before. It was pretty grim.
man, respect. Do you think people respect you?
I mean, some people do and some people don't. I'm
Who
sure.
does?
Who does?
Give me a
respect-
list of those names so I can go beat the shit out of all of them.
My mum.
Oh, your mom loves you. She doesn't respect you.
Yeah.
My little brother respects me. Probably.
Isn't he an astronaut?
He's gonna be.
Oh, so
So
yeah,
he's
no
got no
way he
respect for you.
respects you.
He was his birthday the other day. He was excited when I called.
Yeah, but like, I'm excited to see you.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
respect anything you do.
Maybe I just have a fundamental like.
You know who else couldn't get any respect? Rodney Dangerfield. So
Yeah.
why aren't you a good comic?
I'm trying to work out a joke about me wearing Dangerfield clothes, being an
yeah.
emo.
I
There's
used to
something
shop
there.
at Dangerfield.
Man, me too.
Yeah.
Maybe I just don't really understand what respect is.
I think Jackson Stewart respects you.
I think he fears me.
Well, some people say fear is respect.
Dictators.
Yeah. And isn't that kind of what you want to be?
Yeah, point made, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I had a big night Friday too. This pod can't just be me listing drugs I did,
No,
right?
it can't, and it absolutely won't be. So we're going to nip that one in the bud.
It's a big night.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, though, the subject of this episode is going to
Oh,
kind of...
yeah, I suppose so.
Still never done heroin.
Yeah, cool, man.
and don't.
I've
That
never
will
done meth
be
either.
the
No
end
meth,
of you.
no heroin. That's the rule, boys.
Yeah, you could probably do meth, though.
Maybe.
You have actively talked about smoking crack in our group chat.
Meth is worse than crack.
They're basically the same.
It's a race thing. But
It is!
yeah, I reckon not a live episode, but an on-the-road thing where we, like, send you to get, like, a bunch of scans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
right.
like, we'll just see how your heart's going, talk to a doctor.
Man, I would love to get my psychologist as a guest on the pod.
Man, that would rule. Do you think she'd do it?
No.
Yeah, that kind of probably
What about-
violates.
She's also 7 months pregnant. Like she's
How about this? Not your psychologist,
But
just
a
a
psychologist.
psychologist.
Yeah, I would love that.
That'd be pretty funny.
I would a psychologist to roast me.
Like my mate Geordie's doing like his masters of psych and he's doing like work placement and stuff. He finds you fascinating.
I'd be into it.
Like he keeps being like, the wedding's still on. And I'm like, yeah, dude, probably. Who knows?
The wedding, like, we don't even fight. Like the wedding's happening. Like it's definitely happening.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just telling him like it's probably still on.
I made it at lunch today.
Wow, what'd you make?
It's like a bolognese but made of like lentils.
Oh, that's nice.
It's really good. Use a lot of garlic. It gets real garlicky. It's good for your immune system.
I've been cooking with this garlic infused olive oil recently.
Oh, yeah, sick.
Fucking rules.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I don't like onion. That's the big friction point in our household. Is she always wants me to put onion in things. but I
Yeah,
hate it.
Amy hates onion as well. Maybe we should do some sort of wife swap deal.
Yeah, okay.
I think Amy would put up with you for 3 minutes. Yvette would put up with me for 2, I reckon.
Yeah.
I hate Onion too. Can I get in on this?
Yeah, I
guess
reckon...
we'd have to change everyone around then. How many people are involved in that? 5. It's an odd number, so you can do it. Is that right?
Yeah, you'd have to swap everyone aside, but it would probably end up with me and Rose being
It would
a
be
couple.
some sort of round robin.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
everyone has to have sex in that situation.
Yeah. Well, if I swap, I can put... Let's do it like keys in a bowl. So,
Okay.
I'll put Yvette into the keys and someone can pick her out at random.
Uh-huh.
You put Amy into the bowl and someone can pick her out at random. And Rose, you can put, the concept of femininity into a bowl, I guess. Or,
Right.
And then, what, just me and you pick? But then there's... No, because then there's...
No,
someone
you
left out.
pick, but you put your own back if you get your own.
Okay.
Yeah. Straightforward, right? Like a Secret Santa.
I suppose so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of your own name, you write your wife.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. You're just at a family gathering.
There's a middle-aged couple who teach me and Yvette. Have I mentioned on the pod that I've been doing swing dancing lessons?
You mentioned that Yvette was, I believe.
Oh, I do swing dancing lessons for the wedding.
I would
now.
love to see that shit.
You will at the wedding?
I knew that was some sort of dancing. I didn't know it was swing dancing.
It's swing dancing, dude.
Oh, baby.
I know all the moves.
Can you show us a move right now?
a solo move?
Yeah, just put the mic down.
That's
and-
terrible.
Yeah,
pod
but
content.
it's couple dancing.
Yeah, but just what your thing would be.
All right, sure. I'll show you a couple moves.
Yeah, this will be great.
I'll give you some options.
You had the mics.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Well,
you're right.
extend
You're
enough
right.
for you to do
all
it while
right.
you
I can.
describe
There's a few.
I put the mic down. I don't trust you.
There's very little movement. I'm the leader, so I
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
All right, I can do a few. I got a few options for you.
Uh-huh.
I can do a tuck turn.
Okay.
I can do an American spin.
Okay.
I can do a baby doll. That's a cool one.
Baby doll. Show me
Baby doll.
baby.
Yeah,
Okay.
Don't do anything with the word spin.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Show
don't
me-
need you thinking about drugs.
Show me baby doll.
Okay, here we go.
What is... Oh, yeah, I can see.
So, have you seen the move where the girl drops back and the guy catches her by her
Yes.
shoulders and she gets really close to the ground and then flips
Yes.
her back up?
Yes.
That's a baby doll drop, baby.
Conceptually, I see what you were trying to do there.
We're quite good at that. That's,
Even though if it looked like you were kind of curtsying as you were walking away from a bouncer.
I basically do a curtsy to do the
Yeah.
move. That's how you sort of do it.
You can have your beer back now.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But
Okay,
yeah, I can
welcome
swing-
to We'll Just Tell Your Mother We Ate It All. A
Oh, I had a
podcast
point about the swing dancing. That was
Oh,
why I brought it
God.
up. So I'm pretty sure we're trying to figure out if the couple that teaches us to swing dance, they're middle-aged
to
and have
swing.
kids. I think they're swingers, dude. I'm trying to suss out the situation.
But you can't ask them because they'll be like, "Do you swing?" And they'll be like, "Oh yeah."
And they'll
baby."
be like, our kids are upstairs.
Just keep,
"No," they'll just think you're talking about the dancing.
just
Yeah.
keep
Fucking
dropping your
idiot.
keys and be like, I dropped my keys.
Is there a bowl I can put these
Yeah,
into?
yeah.
Mm.
You keep one?
Yeah. Well, Yvette really wants to fuck the dude, and I get it. He's
Yeah,
like,
of course.
she keeps saying he looks like if Squires was more jacked and middle-aged.
Okay,
Okay.
for all our fans who probably
And I-
don't know what Ben Squires looks
And
like.
I think that
Look him up.
At first, I was not into the wife, but now I'm like, maybe there's a vibe. So who knows, man?
Anyway, welcome to We'll Just Tell Your Mother We Ate It All, a podcast about teen sex comedies and things that are sort of thereabouts. That this week we watched Harold and Kumar Escape from Guantanamo Bay. It's a 2008 American stoner film and the second installment in the Harold and Kumar series. The film was written and directed by John Hurwitz and Hayden Schlossberg.
Reckon there are a couple of Jews?
Oh, I knew that was coming.
No comment.
This has got a pretty star-studded cast.
Well, maybe we do it again.
How did Kumar escape from Guantanamo
Oh
Bay?
God, I fucking all right.
Did you watch it this
Of
week?
course
Yeah,
I did.
you
I
watched
finished
it.
watching it this morning.
How stoned did you get to watch it?
I'm surprised that you don't ritualistically get stoned when Harold and Kumar movies are on.
I never watched them as a kid.
Yeah.
I only saw them. This is the first time seeing this movie. But yeah, I was pretty wasted.
This was the second time I'd seen this.
Yeah, I do not care for these. Well, I liked the first one. I did not care for this film.
No, this
I thought it was
wasn't
quite
great.
boring.
Explain.
Explain why it was boring.
Well, explain why you don't like it.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
So that the fucking idiots that like the movie chat portion of this
yeah,
fulfilled.
very formulaic. I think those characters are very one-dimensional and boring. I think they were good in the first one because I guess the conceit was kind of interesting. The whole idea of having this kind of these sort of stereotypes with high expectations subverted to be oh, they're actually just stoners and kind of cool regular people and losers high achieving Indian students can be stoner losers too, sort of thing. So that was kind of like an interesting angle. Like I hadn't sort of seen that before. This one, it was like, I don't care enough about these characters on their own for me to be like, well, what would it be like if these guys went to Guantanamo Bay? What would it be like if these guys met Barney Stinson again? What would it be like if these guys went to Amsterdam? What would it be like if, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? I will say the running joke of, I can't remember the actor's name, but he's quite big.
Rob Corddry.
Is he the guy, like the lead guy from the investigation?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's incredible in it. I really, really liked his character.
He's so funny.
I thought he was so funny in it, and everything else I thought was very average.
The thing with Rob Corddry in that movie is, you're right, he's so funny. Those scenes are so funny.
They're genuinely
like
very
the
funny.
scene where he like does the coin pass.
That made me
and
really laugh.
It works. It's so funny.
Every one of those scenes cracks me up, and they're the only things that got me in the movie.
But that whole thing is a problem I have with the movie as a whole. Like, the scenes on their own are very funny. What I think because I'm a huge Harold and Kumar, the series fan,
Sure.
I think two is...
I've never even seen the third one.
The third one is much better than the second one.
Right.
Slightly worse than the first one. But I was so excited for the second one to come out when, when it got announced. And
Here is an interesting part about it. Is that the second one was slotted to be a direct-to-DVD, but then sort of at the last minute they decided to like theatrically release it, and I wonder if maybe that's why it's kind of shit, because they probably don't care that much about it to like punch it up and all this.
Yeah, I don't know, because like all the people involved kind of deeply love the franchise, like reading about it. What I think is...
Get off Twitter.
What I think is bad about the movie is that it's obviously very of its time. Like, it came out when like the War on Terror and Guantanamo Bay were huge things.
Oh man, it is the most, in terms of like the war, like the America World Police shit.
Yeah.
That is the most broad, heavy-handed, lazy satire.
So as a satire, it's like piss weak.
Yeah.
But the fact that they changed it into a satire takes what made the first one so good, like, away. Like, the first one is a personal movie about two friends going to find something.
It's about their relationship,
Yeah.
mostly.
Whereas
Like,
the
it's about
second
their
one-
dynamic and their expectations of each other.
And insane things happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
The second one is, like, insane things happen.
Yeah.
And they respond to it.
Yeah. They try to, like, put in, like, their relationship is, like, the C plot of the movie, and it's that that Harold is mad at Kumar
Yeah.
for getting them in Guantanamo Bay, which they immediately escape.
Yeah, I love it. Like,
Yeah,
it's
Guantanamo
called They
Bay is
Escape
3
from it,
movies
and they,
of the 3
they
minutes
get
of the
out
movie.
after about 20 minutes.
I reckon it's like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're in
But
Oh
Guantanamo
no,
Bay.
but like they've probably been there for
But they
however long.
have to. Like, that, a whole movie set in Guantanamo Bay would be so boring.
Yeah. They even do
Yeah.
a bit with the terrorists where, like, they're literally like, maybe if it's America's foreign policies that create men like us, maybe without those foreign policies, we wouldn't exist. And it's like, yeah, we get it, man. Like,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
get, like, maybe, like, yeah.
I also
Ridiculous.
felt like it was a real mess. Like, that really sappy love story part is so out of step with like everything else that happens.
Every sappy love story in these kind of movies is both like it's like either a manic pixie dream girl thing, it's like a friend zone thing, or it's like just this sort of heightened, ridiculous, hyper romantic fantasy where the woman has no agenda or motivation or isn't even really a character at all. Like, there's no... Like, the women in these movies are so piss weak as characters.
Yeah, see, but I thought the first one did that well because it acknowledged that he hardly knew her.
Yeah.
And that,
Yeah.
like, he was putting on these expectations for someone that he just shared an elevator with.
To be
Yeah.
fair...
Like, at the end, like, he does get that, like, earned moment for him.
I would give that more credit if there weren't so many movies that already subvert that. Like, 500 Days of Summer does that really well.
Yeah,
like,
but I mean,
that's a
this-
whole movie's about that
Yeah.
idea. Like,
I mean, this came way before 500 Days of Summer, I'm pretty
did
sure.
it? I have no idea what
Yeah, like
years.
a- Yeah,
things
really?
happened.
Probably, like, a couple of years before.
Well,
That
but
wouldn't have
still,
been
like,
that far
for its
removed.
time,
I'm
then
gonna look it
sure.
up.
But it's still like that. I've seen a lot of movies where that trope is like pretty obviously like, even like Garden State, which is used as like the 10-pole manic pixie dream girl movie. They still have a plot about how like Natalie Portman's like, you don't even fucking know me, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie in so long. No, I might not.
500 Days of Summer came out the year after, so
There we go.
There you go.
But, like, I also think that, like, there's too much in it of them rehashing successful bits in the first movie.
oh yeah,
in
Neil
terms of-
Patrick Harris, like a weird guy played by Christopher Maloney.
Yeah, like a freak kind of thing with
Yeah.
like
I
the
love Crystal
inbred
Maloney.
son. Even like the weed bag makes a second appearance in
Yeah.
like a way too broad like
It's called a callback.
yeah, a way too broad like threesome scene. Whereas like the first scene was
Hmm.
the first movie's scene with the bag of weed.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
George Bush at the end. That is like such a.
James Adomian.
I almost
Yeah,
like it as like a Deus Ex Machina. I almost like it. Like it's like, oh yeah, cool. We'll just like we've got ourselves in so much trouble. The only way to fix it is have them just meet the president.
It's
and
also
him go.
like, that is like the kind of like funny stuff where they do like he's just like this put upon guy that's like my dad and my vice president.
Yeah,
make me
that's
do
It's also
everything.
very obvious
funny
idea behind
angle.
that being like, yeah, it's all fucking Cheney. I bet
Yeah.
he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, that's like a common take though, right?
Yeah, well, George
Bush
Bush
is
was
a
always just a
puppet.
good old boy who liked cocaine.
Speaking
Yeah.
of puppets,
Yeah.
what's been what's been in the news? Right now?
no,
All right, R.I.P. to a real one, Jeffrey Epstein.
yeah, suicide, huh?
Yeah, suicide, huh?
Anyway, there's just so many less. Also, it feels like they go, and like the first one has.
Sorry, we're recording this weeks in advance. We know that we didn't just find out about
Yeah,
Epstein's death. It happened today here.
It feels grosser than the first one, even
Yep.
though the first
Even though
one
it probably
had
isn't.
The first one had its gross out jokes, like it had battle shit, had the pus coming out of Freak Show's neck and
Yeah.
stuff. But this one like immediately starts with like a disgusting diarrhea sound effect,
Yeah.
and then it's like got cum in it. I'm pretty sure, like
Yeah.
the bottomless party with the full frontal little dick is.
That's
Yeah,
that's kind
him-
of a funny idea.
I mean, like, it's funny, but
Him
like,
wiping his ass with
yeah,
the
yeah,
thing.
Yeah,
Although that's funny as well, where he's like, "Why do you have such
Yeah,
a dirty
that-
ass?"
that joke I
Yeah.
hated until the why did you have such a dirty? That's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
funny joke.
Yeah.
I think also, I think from someone who does a fair bit of like what you could argue is gross out comedy, I think that.
I don't think you could argue against that.
Thank you for admitting it's comedy. But
Comedy.
Yeah. An attempt.
But the idea of like, the idea is like the more personality and the more like honesty and personality you put into the mechanism which you use to get to the gross out joke, the further you're able to go. And then on top of that, the more contrast there is. It goes, oh no, I'm invested in these characters. They're charming. Harold and Kumar are sweet guys. I like them. Oh,
Is
there's
this you explaining why Butt Baby is actually funny?
Butt Baby is actually funny. But like the idea that like the like battle shits works because you know and care about these characters. The whole like sort of interplay
You know
between
and
that.
care about the two girls playing battle shits?
No,
No,
like,
but
but
you
Harold
know-
and Kumar
but you
being
know-
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from their perspective. There's like whatever.
Yeah, I think that's
Heart. What I'm saying is that like putting heart in something, it gives you more access into the gross out stuff before it becomes too much. Or the complete opposite way, where you go as hard as you can, as fast as you can for the complete shock value gross out. This is the former. The first one is the latter.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
so
The first one is the former.
It's
This one's the latter.
basically this: that the first movie uses the characters to do the romp,
Yes.
and the second one uses the romp
Yeah.
to do the characters.
Absolutely.
So like the first movie,
The characters are so inconsequential.
because also like you forget like the first movie like spends like 5 minutes introducing each character, then they have like some just hangout time where you get to know them.
Yeah, you
And-
establish their relationship.
And then the stuff slowly escalates.
Yeah.
Where like it's like first they go to that party and like battle shits happen. Then like the stuff
by
with
the end, they're writing a cheat.
yeah, yeah. Whereas the first one starts with diarrhea, Guantanamo Bay,
Yeah.
and then like a US road trip
Yeah.
after they've been to Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah.
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 Which-
Neil Patrick Harris. as
Even
well.
after they got out of the cell, you got to say, bit too easy.
Yeah. Although it was funny how they used the dead guy.
Yeah, they used the
to
guy's
Yeah.
corpse to get over
Yeah.
a fucking electric fence.
I mean, you would too if you if you had a chance to get out of Guantanamo.
What do you think of NPH in this one?
Man, I think he. Yeah, we said this with the first one that it's clear that he got How I Met Your Mother off the back of.
It's confirmed that that's
Yeah,
how.
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's also obvious even just watching it, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then this one is obviously post How I Met Your Mother starting, right?
Yeah,
By a
just-
couple years.
like-
Yeah, it would have been, yeah.
But like, it's Neil Patrick Harris is a star. I think it's undeniable. I think that guy's a fucking star.
I can't wait to do the third one because the third one has my favorite Neil Patrick Harris like jokes.
Do they reference
Really?
the fact that he's gay in it?
Yes,
Because I know he
It's-
came out. Between
Yeah,
the
yeah,
second and
yeah,
third
yeah.
one.
So he was He was.
Oh, it was between the second and third one.
Yeah, no, I think people knew he was gay from the start of How I
I
Met
don't
Your
think so.
Mother.
I think it was a couple seasons in.
All right,
Really?
we're gonna look it up
We
again.
can look
maybe
this
we
up.
should.
Yeah. The listener needs to know.
Yeah, just
They
so
do.
that we don't bluster on about it while clearly getting it wrong.
Yeah.
But like, if it wasn't just before Guantanamo Bay came out, it would have been just after. So like,
Yeah, for sure.
because like the third one, he was married by that point.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, because his husband was a recurring character from quite early on in
How I Met Your
That's
How I Met
Mother.
Your
true.
Mother.
Yeah.
But also, I think it was one of those things where he'd been with that guy for a while before he came
Oh
out.
yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think
yeah.
he'd started.
Yeah, he'd been living like a.
I think he'd
quiet
be. I think he'd
existence.
like been gay before coming out. It just
He'd
wasn't.
what?
What?
Yo, he'd been gay.
He'd been gay.
Did you burp into the mic?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
we
did.
haven't done that for ages.
Yeah.
not to do
Well, I
that.
sculled a full beer because I ate a fucking chip.
You ate that.
Harris confirmed that he is gay on November 4, 2006.
And when did this movie come out?
2008.
Huh?
Damn.
He was
so
well
they
gay
didn't
by
address
now.
it in this one, which I
Right.
guess like the joke is that like he's uber horny.
It's
Like,
also that he's playing like a fictionalized version
Yeah.
of himself.
So, but he's okay. In this one, that means that he's kind of trading off the Barney Stinson rap.
yeah, and he brands a woman, which is quite funny.
Yeah, that is funny. Hurting women really.
I mean, it's like it's actually predictive satire of the Nexium cult.
What's the Nexium called?
You haven't heard of the Nexium thing?
No.
I think I have
With
it.
like
I know about the Nexus, the WWE group from
I
2000.
knew you were gonna fucking say that.
So Nexium is this
Wade
cult-
Barrett.
So Nexium is like this this cult that just got done, was in the news like a lot of last year because so basically it was like kind of a self-help thing where like you self-actualize, but what the
They
guy,
all are. Every cult. is.
yeah, but what the guy was doing was like enslaving women. And
They all are.
Yeah, all cults are.
This is describing every cult.
It's always just like, I'm going to pretend that I'm a god so that
I can
all the
fuck
women will
all
fuck
of
me.
them.
yeah, and he was branding the women too. But
Which, to be fair, is,
the interesting part
I was
is
just pointing at
that
Hastings.
the second in command was an actress called Alison Mack who starred in all 10 seasons of Smallville. So
Oh, I
she
know
was like
her.
a TV star, and she
Right.
was the second in command, in charge of like scouting.
Did she
and-
play Lois?
No, she played Clark's friend Chloe. That
Right,
started
okay, right.
being interested in him.
Of
but
course you know about Smallville.
yeah, I watched like
Yeah, that's a real obvious one, right?
yeah, I watched like the first 6 seasons of Smallville.
There's a few shows that I could guess that Jamie liked without ever having confirmed with
well,
him.
they're all
Yeah.
like,
I've already done it with Supernatural and Veronica Mars.
I love
Supernatural. I've already got.
But I haven't watched Supernatural all the way through.
I
They're
re-
just shows that are clearly indebted to Buffy. Like Smallville did Buffy, but like worse.
You're right. I'm just thinking of shows indebted to Buffy. Yeah,
Yeah.
It
that's
was
the
just
entire
things that
genre.
came around, out around the time of One Tree Hill.
I like
think.
One Tree Hill.
I know.
Do you like iZombie?
Yeah.
I really hate iZombie.
No, I like iZombie.
Man,
It's
all right.
funny.
Okay, let me think of one more. I reckon you're a fan. Oh, no, you wouldn't like the Vampire Diaries.
No, I like the Vampire
All
Diaries.
right, there you go.
It's fast moving,
I had
baby.
a
They
date-
churn through
I
so
had
much
a-
plot.
I had
Really,
one-
what I should do is just go through my sister's DVD shelf and it matches up.
That being said, like,
I had a Tinder date show me Vampire Diaries once. Honestly, it was pretty good.
yeah, well, the thing with Vampire Diaries is that it starts real, like, oh, this is Dawson's Creek Twilight level shit.
Yeah.
And then by about 10 episodes in, it's like, oh no, they just like constantly betraying and killing.
Yeah.
And like it's just like, it's one of those shows that couldn't sustain itself because the first season, it's OC syndrome. OC came out of the gates flying, did about 5 seasons worth of plot in 1 season.
Yeah.
And it was so interesting. And then they were like, how do we make it good in the second and third?
Just gotta
they
crank
kept
up
trying
that
to go
dial,
over.
crank
so
up
they
that dial.
made Marissa insufferable to the point where they were like, what do we do with her? We kill her.
yeah,
And then
but
the
they
fourth
also
season-
made her gay for a bit, and
Yeah.
that got me watching.
Yeah, and then the
That
fourth
was the only
season
thing that
kind
got
of
me
a
watching
return
that.
to form.
Yeah. I reckon you like True Blood.
No, I hated True Blood.
Really?
Yeah.
True Blood was sick.
No, True Blood sucks, man.
Sookie, come on.
Nah, like I respect the fact that you get to see Anna Paquin's titties in it.
Man, we all
Like,
respect
yeah,
that.
I love that fact. It's like I respect the artistry on display there. But True Blood is like
Do you respect the women?
I just said that.
Speaking of titties, sorry. I
Yeah,
won't.
True
no, you
Blood
continue.
is overwritten, overwrought. Like, there's not enough happening. It's too up its own ass. Yeah, it's no good. It thinks it's good. Like, when people say True Blood's the successor to Buffy, then I'm like, oh, you didn't watch Buffy properly.
Yeah. Man, I've been watching a bit more Buffy lately. Buffy's
such a
man, you were right.
snarky fan thing. No,
Buffy-
you didn't watch it properly.
Buffy's sick.
You're an
Like
idiot.
Buffy's fully won me over. By the way, I
it's
really
sick.
enjoy. I watch it whenever I'm up in Newcastle.
Where you
It's so
at?
good. I'm still in season 2, but I think maybe I'm season 3 now. How does season 2 end?
I can't tell you that. That's a big spoiler.
I think I'm past.
Is Bad Angel yet? You've got.
Yeah, Angel, I've got Bad Angel.
Yeah.
Bad Angel's like I'm like 4 or 5 episodes into Bad Angel.
Okay, then you have not finished season 2.
Man,
so
I'm
I
still
can't
on
tell you
season
how
2.
it ends.
Fuck. All right, sweet. Yeah, right. No, I'm enjoying it a lot.
Yeah.
Buffy's lost her virginity. Obviously, that's
Yeah, well, that's how.
Jamie,
Yeah.
do you call your butthole the Hellmouth?
I should. I will.
No, the point I was going to make about titties is, you remember a few weeks ago? It's because I remember because
This is really pinging around from subject to subject.
because
Yeah.
I know because the way we record these episodes is like a regular, but we release every single week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like ages ago chronologically we were talking about how I wasn't jerking off anymore because I was depressed and my sex drive was gone.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm back. Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think you were like, I'm getting into porn again.
yeah, I'm getting back into jerking off is the
You
quote
said-
that Alex tweeted.
Yeah.
Yeah, you-
Can you pass me my phone right
But
behind
it's
me
true,
just in
dude.
case
I'm
Bensley
back, dude. I'm
messages
looking
me?
at titties every day now. It's so good.
Like where?
Man, the internet,
Oh,
my
yeah, sick.
inbox in real life, whatever,
oh,
dude.
not in real life.
I'm
you
loving-
can't be leering.
No, I'm
Rose,
talking about consensually.
I need to. Can you type? Can you type the address into this thing
Yes.
for Bensley?
Oh, this is an episode of the Phone Hacks,
Yeah. I just didn't want to be like, Rose, what's your address?
which I was on. Listen out for that.
Oh yeah, and they're appearing at Powerbomb Comedy Festival.
They are
Yeah.
appearing at Powerbomb Comedy Festival June,
No, October.
October.
19th.
No, they.
I thought they were the
I thought they were
first one.
second week.
There's the third week.
All right, 19th then.
Yeah.
Ah, it's not.
So
on
the
my
thing
bad
with
then.
a lot of those Buffy Pretender shows is like I never watched them all the way through. So I haven't watched Supernatural till its conclusion.
Neither have I.
Gave up.
It
on-
went for I went for like 9 seasons.
No, it's in its 15th.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I went for
Oh,
9 seasons.
I went for about
I
7.
stuck with it for so long. Like,
Man, and it's still good.
I'm
Like
sure it is.
I just like, and iZombie, I think I fell off in the 3rd. Vampire Diaries, I fell off maybe in the 4th. So I've got a lot of catching up to do. I'd love to watch the Vampire Diaries all the way through. Apparently, it's one of those like shows that really sticks the landing.
Okay, that's always good to see. You seen 6 Feet Under?
No,
That
but I
you
should watch that.
you would like 6 Feet Under. The
Yeah.
lane. I've never seen a show stick
I reckon
the
this
landing
is about
so
the
hard.
6th episode that
Yeah.
exchange.
Yeah.
is.
It just seems like something you'd like.
Because Alan Ball did True Blood
Yeah.
as well.
It's man, the ending of 6 Feet Under is the best ending to a show I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. Have you watched? Because Showtime is the network that True Blood was on.
I believe
think
so.
6 Feet Under.
HBO.
Wasn't True Blood HBO?
No,
True Blood was HBO.
no. Yes, sorry, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
True Blood is HBO. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
they're both HBO.
But yeah, 6 Feet Under is 100%.
I would say like True Blood occupies that like lower tier of prestige HBO shows.
I agree with that.
Kind
But
of
that-
like
that
The
was-
It had like a
Newsroom.
year.
But
It
that
had a
was
big
out
year.
at the time that everyone started to be like, it's the golden age of television.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. But like, I don't think any TV critic worth their salt would be bringing up True Blood as part of the
In a
golden
conversation with
era.
The Wire and The Sopranos. Yeah.
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 And even Buffy. Like people
Yeah,
would
for
mention
sure.
Buffy over that.
Well, Buffy was like a predecessor.
Yeah.
It's like a well before.
And
thing.
did it better.
Okay.
Just with less titties.
Man, I would love to have seen Buffy's titties.
Did you get to see full dongs in True Blood?
Maybe soft?
Yeah.
Definitely not hard.
You don't really see hard dicks.
So
You don't. There's rules against like. There's like a height
right, I'll
of
fill this one.
erectness that it can be.
I was a trained contour assessor for ACMA for a while.
Is that true?
That's true. For my old job, I had to do a course like a refresher course once every year, I think it was. And I am qualified to. My license is expired.
So if my boner is semi,
No.
you'd be
No boner.
I can't get it.
You can do a boner in X, but X is illegal in New
What
South
if
Wales
like
anyway.
a girl walks past and it like moves slightly?
That's fine, but it would probably get you an MA or an R.
Can you have it swanging?
Yep. That's fine.
Can I have like? What else could I do with it? Could you show? Oh no. I
Could
guess
you
show
have
a
someone
soft-
holding it up, but it's clearly soft?
Could you show
That's
a
fine.
soft-
But no implication of masturbation allowed. So you
Right.
can't move your hand essentially.
There you go.
Could you
Yep.
show a soft dick coming if that's possible? I mean, of course it is. You do it all the time.
Yeah.
Damn. I have come with a soft dick. It's a
course
weird.
you
It's a
have.
weird feeling.
Yeah, I mean,
It's only happened a couple times.
Come with like a half a larrikin.
I've come completely soft. It's weird. And guys, you
you
should.
must come with half a larrikin like half the time.
Yeah. Also, how good is calling it a larrikin?
No, by the time I come, it's pretty solid. It's fine. Yeah. Someone told me the other day that my dick fills out nicely.
Really?
They were like, when your dick gets like real hard, it's pretty cool.
It's like, you've blossomed into a fine young man.
Yeah. It's a nice thing to be said.
Your dick wears that condom.
I have a nice dick.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Like it's I think it's like quite a pretty dick.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think it's a good one. I think it's particularly good.
On the subject of the movie, with the scene with like the TSA guy or whatever going through the that still happens. I just went to Melbourne for a week, and that profiling happened like right in front of me.
Is there a thing about trans people being terrorists? Is that
no, it wasn't. It wasn't me.
Oh,
it
it wasn't you, right?
It was the guy in front of me was like
gender terrorists.
the guy in front
blowing
of me.
up the family unit.
The guy in front of me like had a turban on, and they just.
Oof! Don't get on that.
But they just.
Yeah.
Imagine I was just so racist.
Hope you're
Yeah.
catching another flight.
But they so clearly singled him
Yeah.
out, and you could see he was just like laughing about it. Like, I can't believe this still fucking happens.
Oh, like me included, particularly when I had like piercings or if I have like tattoos showing. All the like alternative type looking people I know get it pretty heavy. Yvette gets it every
That's
time.
weird because like you guys should be the ones that don't.
Yeah.
Because you're too pussy to like do
Absolutely.
anything.
I think they're worried about because environmental terrorism is a big threat in the US.
Oh right, yeah,
and
that
they
makes sense.
have mohawks and
Yeah,
all that
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
But yeah, no, it's Yvette gets it worse than I do. I think because the pink stands out more. But I get the bomb check more often than I reckon average.
I got it both times, back and forth.
yeah,
Um,
I've
I
got-
reckon I get it half the time.
I got it on both legs of my international flight that I went on recently.
Yeah, but you got a big beard and a Jewish, so like you could be Arab. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's also because
As we've covered, I don't
'cause I
understand
keep-
what a Jewish person
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Jamie's actually got a decent tan on him as well.
It's because I keep saying incendiary things about the United States when I fly as well.
I just really wish someone would blow up their planes.
We were all talking about that because like a bunch of us like comics were getting the flight up to Splendor, so we're like, you just talk about comedy, and it's very hard to not mention the word bombing.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't even consider.
Yeah, I
that.
did not
Especially when we
consider
were
that.
all like about to go to perform at a music festival where the chance was high.
Man, does everyone else like struggle when like how there are signs up at airports being like
Don't jack
don't
off.
even say the word bomb, don't joke about
Yeah,
it.
there were signs
Yeah,
like,
they're
right
every-
behind where we were talking about it.
But does anyone else like do you like I assume we all have that thing where it's like if someone says don't say something, it's like oh God, I just gotta fucking
Well, you were looking
the-
at me about that because I have in the past had problems with authority figures.
You too.
I like rules,
Yeah, you're a good boy.
so I would follow. a
I
sign.
have that. I've got the naughty boy in class instinct. I can't help it.
Yeah, I like to jerk off at the airport.
At the airport, not on the plane. On the
Have
airport.
you actually done that?
Yeah, like
Had a
bunch
JO
of-
in the toilet?
Oh,
Is it so
many
you sleep
times.
better on the plane?
Or just at the gate?
Just, like, just tradition at this point.
I guess you got to wait around at the airport for a bit.
Does Amy know you're doing that if you're like flying somewhere
I
together?
haven't done it for a few years,
I get
unless I'm alone.
so I get plane stuff. That makes sense to me. Like to
I
kill.
don't
the
jack off on the plane too much because like I get worried that like people will be like, he's been in there a while.
That's true. International flight. I did it once.
Yeah,
on
you couldn't do it
international
on the
flight.
fucking plane
Like
to like
England
Melbourne.
is 24
Like
hours.
I need to be like stiffed up. And
you
then-
need to. You want to guarantee that it's a quick one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Man, I guess it's one of these things where it's like, oh shit, I'm just on time and everything went smoothly. I got to kill an hour. I could definitely see myself jacking off at the airport.
Man, it's great fun.
Trying to
Come
think.
out.
Drugs on the plane. Do you know any stories?
Yeah, but I don't want to incriminate anyone. All right,
Who?
I can.
Don't say who it is.
It's a comedian we all know.
I reckon I know who.
I've definitely
I-
told you both this story.
I reckon.
It's
got a
not
piece
one.
of
It's
it.
not one you would expect.
Oh, really? Because I have one.
I don't want to give hints. Like,
I have one that you would expect, but I think they told me the story. In fact, I think they might have even told the story on stage.
mine is in Adelaide a couple of years ago.
Right.
Last year, it was Adelaide last year. I was staying in an Airbnb with some comedians,
Mhm.
and this person wasn't staying in my Airbnb. They were visiting one day, let's say. And on the first day, I like heard from someone that they sometimes smoke weed. So I was like, hey, I'm going to be asking around to try and get some weed in Adelaide. Adelaide weed is the best weed I've ever had, except Amsterdam, by the way. It's unbelievable.
Because there's nothing to do there except
also
try
the
and grow
climate's-
particularly strong strains.
Yeah, the climate's better for it as well, apparently. But yeah, basically, like, it's fucking such good. It's really cheap as well. There's so much of it. It's like almost decriminalized there. Like, it's pretty close to being decriminalized. Anyway, I was like, hey, man, I'm thinking about trying to get some weed. Do you want to, like, go in with me? Or, like, you can just have a couple. But if you want to, like, smoke a bit, like, we can go in together. And he was like, oh, I've already got weed. And I was like, we've been here 2 hours. How did you already get weed? And he goes, oh, I absolutely took it on the plane. And then he explained to me, like, the process for getting drugs on a plane and stuff. And I was like, he's, like, quite a good boy. Like, he's not someone I would have expected that from. And I was quite shocked.
I know a lot of people.
And he got me real high. It was great.
I know a lot of people who have done that, like, because if you're performing at Splendor, they fly you up there, and people just chuck it in their fucking bag or whatever, because there's never like drug dogs.
So
at the
apparently,
domestic airport.
apparently the trick is, and listener, this is for you. Apparently, the trick is you don't worry about your luggage smelling. You worry about you smelling.
Yeah.
So you just like the process apparently is you get the weed, put it in Glad wrap, wash your hands, put it in Glad wrap again, wash your hands, put it in Glad wrap again, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, you just chuck it in your checked bag.
Yeah, and then you just chuck in your check luggage. You don't have to
I
worry.
don't
about
have a drug one, but I
Well,
have,
I heard this
But yeah,
story.
anyway, a friend of ours has smuggled weed on a plane.
yeah.
Even though they told this on stage, I won't say their name anyway or whatever, but a comic we all know would very often have weed on them, which they would smoke in the form of a hollowed out piece of fruit.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and they used to take it onto the plane. Like, I don't know how, but they got it onto the plane, and then they would smoke it, like in the toilet, blow it out when they flushed it, and then eat the remaining evidence.
Oh my lord!
And they got caught one time, and somehow managed to escape with 0 charge.
That's incredible.
Yeah, like not even like a fine for smoking on the plane.
Yeah, because like that's huge. Just like
Yeah.
regular cigarettes is a big fine.
Yeah,
Oh wow, that's incredible. And also like how addicted to like I can understand cigarettes like. Not even that, like, because, like, on the plane, I'm never really like, oh, I'd love to smoke on this plane. Like, when I get off sometimes. But, like, how addicted to weed do you have to be like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I can't have it happen a couple hours
and it was on a
before.
domestic flight from like fucking Sydney to Brisbane or something like that. So I mean, you can't wait a fucking hour.
Yeah, it's an hour and a half.
And, like-
fucking get an edible, dude.
Yeah, and I don't think it was the type of person that's like, I need to do it to relax on the flight.
It's just a person who kind of likes fucking authority.
Yes, that would definitely be a big part of it.
Yeah. So I had one. It's not drugs, but like it was funny to watch.
You guys gonna have more beer?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the second episode.
We have a whole other 6-pack in the fridge.
Yeah, but we've got another guest.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm a bad host.
Yeah.
Unless
Well, I'll
he's,
put this in the fridge then.
unless he's bringing beer, but like
Jesus, the next episode is going to be fucking lit up if
I
he
mean
does.
maybe he will, but I didn't ask him to. Anyway, do you want me to?
No.
Alright.
we don't need any more.
Text
Could tell him to bring a 4-pack or something.
Now everyone knows that we always record
Tell him to bring a
doubles.
long neck. We'll have heaps if he has a long neck. A full 6-pack would be too much.
Okay.
So tell your story.
Yeah. So well,
Damn,
that
it's
might
right
be him
there.
right now.
I'll get it.
Okay, so basically, friend of mine, Davis, noted imbecile.
Yes.
We were doing this when we were traveling around Europe, so we weren't getting planes, but we're getting a lot of Eurostar trains, which, like, when you stop off in different countries, they do make you go through, like, the security checkpoint and, like, make you put your bags through the conveyor belt and stuff. But it didn't have the same, like, TSA laws with, like, liquid and food stuff.
Before you continue, just so I don't forget, I did want to bring up that there was a reference in this movie to the first movie that we ever did, where he said, I want this to be like Eurotrip, but fun.
Yeah. Not shit, I believe it was.
Yeah, or
Yeah, I
something like
noticed that.
And you know what? Fucking way rather watch
Yeah,
Eurotrip
Eurotrip's
than
a
this.
better fucking
Oh,
movie.
shit, he did bring beer.
Oh,
Yeah,
sick.
yeah.
All right, we'll get some fucking beers then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway,
Let's do this story and then wrap up.
noted imbecile, Davis.
Yes.
we were going through a thing where I think we were going from Holland to Belgium, but we were stopping off in Belgium a bit to get like a Stella Artois and a waffle.
So you're in Holland, you've smoked a few doobies, and now you think maybe I want to get some of those Belgian waffles.
We smoked weed before, and we're like, it's only a so and so hour trail ride. But Davis has been known like all his life as like he has disgusting eating habits.
Yeah.
Like, so what he'll do is like he'll get Macca's with you at like 11 p.m. and you'll be drunk, so you'll like wolf down the whole thing. He'll eat like half of it and put the whole bag in the fridge, like
Oof.
chips, half-eaten burger.
Microwave Macca's is so gross.
Oh, he wouldn't microwave it.
Oh, God.
Well, he just get
Cold
refrigerated
chips?
McDonald's out the next
Oh,
day.
yeah.
That's
fucking
disgusting.
revolting.
Yeah, he's a cretin. But
Yeah.
so like
I've done so many horrible things.
so in Holland at the train
God,
station.
that might be the final nail in your coffin if you started to do
He's also a very slow eater.
Yeah,
So,
right.
like, if-
I used to live with one of those, and you'd think that the loud chewing was over, and then it would start again out of nowhere.
So-
He's in England now, man. You can.
This goes out on the internet.
So if you think
Also,
like,
we've said
You've
his
said,
name.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you can just say his
yeah, it's
name.
Rooney.
Yeah,
So if you eat with him, chances are he's gonna take that meal with him just because he's a fucking loser piece of shit that can't finish his meal.
Yeah.
So one time we were getting a train from Amsterdam to Brussels, and we all sat down and we got like chicken schnitzel sandwiches. He had his half eaten or a quarter eaten. So. And he would just like take bites every now and then. So 3 countries we went through the security check where he had to put a half-eaten schnitzel sandwich through the conveyor belt where it got X-rayed. And so like
That's really
we'd
funny.
make him go last so that we could all go through and
watch
watch
it.
them look at this half-eaten.
I couldn't
like-
just because I just wouldn't want to know that airport security knows that I'm a fucking loser.
Yeah, it's so funny.
I didn't realize that was a thing, but like Melbourne comics Sonia Diorio and I were on the same flights, like to and from Splendor, and she had like it wasn't half eaten.
Wait, is it a capital I, not an L that she spells her
No,
name
it's
with?
an I.
No, it's a capital I.
So her name is Sonia Diorio.
Sonia Diorio.
I've been
Diorio.
calling her Crandall. No. I thought her name was Sonia Delorio.
No.
No.
Like the
Sonia Diorio.
DeLorean.
No.
That would be cool.
But she like had the same thing where she just like had a
I'm a fucking
sandwich,
idiot.
and
I'm
they're like,
fucking
you
out
got to
with her
put
and
like
shit.
the guy yelled at her and was like, you got to put it through the thing. She's like, it's a fucking sandwich. All
What
right.
if it has bombs in it?
It?
What if?
All right.
an hour.
I don't
Yeah.
know how big a bomb is.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Wow.
there's sandwich bombs.
Anyway, come to a power bomb every Friday.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Come to Comedy at Papagetti's, 3rd Tuesday of every month.
UTS every Tuesday.
Every single goddamn Tuesday.
Powerbomb Comedy Festival every Saturday in October.
Yeah.
Mm.
Twitter, Jamie Kerr Comedy.
Oh, I'll have
Twitter at Andrew Hastings.
Ignore past episodes when I said my show on the 26th of October. Rose Piper, thanks for coming out and supporting live comedy. It was at 8:15. It's now
man.
been moved to 5:45 p.m. because I forgot I had tickets to see Metallica.
Yeah. Been
Man,
moved.
what a
Been moved.
pin move.
Okay, that's it.
What a fucking mug off.
To the next step.
You can't say that anymore as well, by the way. To the next step.
Come see my show October 5th, 9:30 p.m. You up with Andrew Hastings? It's a talk show. We're going to have guest Tom Walker on it. Bye.
Is he confirmed?
Yep.
Okay.